Hey, here with Gridiron Football Media Day 2024. Here with Coach Vice, offensive coordinator, U-High. Coach, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for having us. It's awesome. All the just seeing the wall in there, all the magazines and throwbacks that I had seen.
Yes,
And Stephen Rivers on the cover of one for Northwestern State. It was our backup at LSU when I was a GA there. It's like, whoa, I forgot he even.
Right.
So just all the
A lot of
greatness,
history.
all the greatness that you do to help promote our guys,
Yes, indeed.
in our games. So we thank y'all.
Talk about some of the things that you guys been doing this summer, get prepared for the season.
So just probably like everybody, summer lifting, 7-on-7. We did the league in Baton Rouge, and then some practice. So we kind of take June and say that's kind of the focus on the passing game stuff. Then in July we'll transition to do more team. But we just had all of our max outs this week. Bunch of guys went up. Bunch of guys ran better than we thought. I think it helped the first time we ran 40s was cold, wet, and windy. So this time was nice and dry, so that helped. So kind of wrapping all that up. We take a little break here in this next week, then we get started. We have our boot camp like everybody. Your 2 to 3 a day practice deals, and then it's the season.
Yeah.
So.
Talk about this past spring. I know that's normally the time where you get a chance to see your official, kind of see your new team. Seniors gone. Tell us about that and about some of the guys that stood out. And
We had a great spring. It's the first time my career, and I've been an offensive coordinator for 14, 15 years. We got the whole O-line coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the tip of the spear. That's going to lead the charge. So just them knowing everything, understanding it's my third year there, it's their third year in the scheme, it just made things so much easier. So I look forward to Preston Jones and John Hebert and Lamar Brown and all those guys that have played for us. And we have a young man here today, Kaysen, that's a defensive lineman that's going to play in some heavy packages for us. I mean, we got guys that they just know what they're doing. So, it all starts up front. So we have to develop some things at receiver. We had a few guys that had great springs, Lawson Dixon, Zay Martin, guys that are young that we know have talent, but we had a couple guys that started for 3 years. So these guys have kind of waited their turn, but you never know how it's going to be till the lights turn on. So I'm excited. It's got a quarterback coming back, that helps too. So a lot of pieces around to just. It's a lot of it's a little bit easier knowing that they know what to do and what the expectation is.
Got to ask these questions. You mention his name, Lamar Brown. You got Keaton Moser. Man, you got a lot of eyes that's on you guys' program.
Yep.
How do you guys manage that? Keeping them grounded, keeping them locked in to what you guys got to do when they know they got all this good attention on.
I think U-High having the success they've had in these young men have seen other people come through this process and how they carry themselves.
Right.
So it starts with what Coach Mahaffey did years ago, and there's just a standard there that, hey, you're not here to play at U-High, you're here to play for U-High, and that's something that we preach to them. And all those guys are just good kids too. They haven't made it hard on us. Our kids show up, they do what they're supposed to do. I think that's part of the academic rigor at the school, and just it's one of those places where your expectations are here in just about everything in the school. So why wouldn't they be in football, or why wouldn't they be in other things? So it makes it a little bit easier. A lot of our guys have been on that U-High campus since elementary school and middle school, and I just think that K through 12 model and it breeds those things. Things we've dealt with at other schools. They're just not as big of an issue. Our guys do a really good job doing what we ask them to do. So,
I know you're the OC over there. Give us some of the things that we'll see Friday night scheme-wise, offensively, defensively.
So our defense kind of they were always a 3-man front. Kind of went to a 4-man front this last year. So I think he's our DC Miles Landry and Coach Martin's involved in the defense. They're doing a good job trying to switch some things up. I can't give all the secrets away. Hudson Fuller at Catholic High might be tuning in right now. But I think they're doing some good jobs disguised. And offensively, we're always going to play with the tight end. I'm just a big believer in that. I know a lot of people don't. We are.
Be on the line or off the line, more like sniffer?
Both. If we got 2, we'll use 2. If we got 3, we use 3.
Right.
And just be very multiple in what we do. Can we, same play, different presentation. With the Mill, our quarterback, he's extremely accurate, especially on the deep ball. We made a living off of that last year. This year, I don't know if if we got the same guys at receiver to be the deep guys. We might have to have some more intermediate, old school spacing, quick game type stuff. But we're big in the RPO game and stuff. My downfall, there's not a play I don't like, so we'll try it all at some point. But I think just knowing what we got up front, we're going to go forward and throw the ball over people's heads. I think that's what can win games. So.
Yep. Going into the new cycle, it's the scheduling wise.
Yeah.
I mean, tell us about that. Tell us about the things that maybe some new teams or some of the ways y'all were thinking about, putting those schedules.
So scheduling's difficult because some people don't want to play us.
Right.
Like my first year there, we ran out to Woodlawn and Rummel and Catholic, and we had 4 underclassmen on the O lines. Oh my God, are we ready for that? Well, they had to grow up. So now it's much better known that we have those O linemen and D linemen, both sides of the ball, just guys that have played. We picked up St. Paul's as a week 5. I think that's going to be a great matchup. But we go Woodlawn, we go Rummel, we go Catholic, we go St. Paul out of district. Then in district we have Madison Prep, who's always going to be very good, in Parkview, and those guys, so Port Allen and people like that. So it's good. We start out scrimmage from St. Charles Catholic, who lost in overtime too in the semis, and that's always, it's the most competitive scrimmage I've been a part of. It's like, they get after. St. Charles is going to bring the intensity, and then we jamboree Dunham, who's going to has turned into a bit of a rival. They beat us in the semis a couple of years ago. They have a great quarterback. Their coach was one of my coaches in high school and a mentor of mine. So it's once it starts, it's going to be 5-6 weeks of we got to get back off the mat and play again type deal.
Any of those games kind of circled. You named a whole bunch of big time games. Any of those games kind of circled on us. Okay, man, we know we definitely want to be able to be locked in. Or this is the game where everybody gonna come in and see this.
Well, everyone's gonna. Catholic High is always the big deal. And me and Coach Fuller there work together, and we're good friends. So I enjoy that. But sometimes it's not enjoyable playing friends. The last 2 years we've lost to Rummel in just like heartbreaking fashion within the last minute and a half of the game. So I think our players have kind of maybe circled that one a little bit. I'm interested in seeing St. Paul's just because I haven't played them before, and they're a good program in a good area, so I just think that will be a cool, little change of pace for us to play somebody different. But I think those 3 games people are looking at, And then there's always in district, Madison Prep's going to be a big deal. Parkview's going to be a big deal.
So just looking at y'all roster and everybody that you got coming, Coach, is it a state championship or bust kind of year?
I don't say that.
I know last year was St. Charles. It was kind of right there. It was a good game.
Yeah, we've had 2 years in a row. We've been in the semis, and we've because of things that we didn't take care of in the season and PowerPoints and all. We had to go on the road. I think the challenge to our team this is like, can we take care of what we need to take care of so we don't have to go to St. Charles?
Right.
We don't have to go to Dunham in the semis, because honestly, I think this year will be built to. If it's a mud bowl, I like our chances. Some of the things we did last year, offensively at least, throwing the ball down the field and all that, we needed a dry field would have maybe helped a little bit. But those programs are great and their coaches are great. But for us, we got to do what we got to do. We all know I think we're going to do this now on offense, and all it takes is one injury or just whatever you think your team's going to be. It's usually something far different. Week 8, 9, 10, it's. People forget how long a season is, with a bunch of young men that are growing, and all that. So,
tell us about the admin, about the support that you guys get from the
it's great.
Administration, stuff like that.
I love being in a K through 12 school. We walk to practice and we got kids out there high-fiving us. I teach in the elementary school in the PE. Your quarterback's younger brothers in your PE class,
right.
But our admin, Kevin George, our I guess he's called the director, president, whatever the term is. It's awesome. He's a football guy.
Almost lost him.
Yeah, we kept him. But he's a Notre Dame or Crowley guy. I'm a Redemptorist guy, so we're always going at each other. And he's old, so it's way before we didn't play against each other. And then our principals, our AD, Andy Martin's our AD, but. There's a lot of people there that have been there a long time because it's such a good place to be. And that's when you're out of school and you see a place that people stay at and they send their kids there and they're invested. Our teachers do such a good job helping our guys academically, being open, and not just football, like any student. There's tutoring here, there's tutoring here, there's how can they help, because everyone understands just how good of a place it is. It's a really special place, and it's different. You know, like I tell people, like, yeah, we're not going to have 10 faculty coaches.
Right.
You know, you do have to have a master's, you do have to be certified, you have to, but it's a great place to work. You know, like I like doing the PE with the younger kids on, just being involved in that whole thing. You know, so you're walking out to the game and you got, you know, the fourth grader screaming your name or whatever. You know, it's just different than it is at other.
Yeah,
You really feel the community.
Yeah, that feeling when I was at Southern Lab, that was pretty much
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
You got all that, you know, everybody built in, everybody's
Yep.
locked in to you,
Yeah.
and especially if you get a chance to coach those guys later on.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of get to see them grow and all that. Like, man, I didn't know that kid was going to turn into this, you know, type deal.
Yeah.
So it's fun. So it's a great place to work.
Good deal, Coach. Anything else you would like to say to the U High community, the family, or anything, you know, leading
No,
up?
I mean, I thank you guys for letting us come, and if anyone gets a chance to come see us play, we're going to do our best to put a show on, and we have great young men that represent our school, Baton Rouge, and all that well, and they're going to be fun. Should be a fun year. We look forward to it. I can't believe that it's July 19th, and we're almost, you know, like, we'd start school in a couple of weeks. Like, what's going on? So,
Man,
we'll
thank
see.
you for coming in, man. You heard it here, right here from Coach Vice. It's championship or bust. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing with you. But yeah, stay locked in, man. Gridiron Football Media Day 2024. Coach Vice, thank you for coming
Thank
in.
y'all.
Hey, stay locked in.
All right, man.